going to stop. It just won't be quite as intense. So skies have cleared out and we are going to see high pressure move in for the rest of the night. By about 4:30 in the morning, we fall to freezing in Austin. Everyone else is going to be freezing too. First thing in the morning, temperatures most locations in the 20s. There may even be some spots in the upper teens out in the hill country, but then we see nice progress. Afternoon high, 59 degrees. That will feel amazing. Then as we work our way toward tomorrow night and on into Sunday morning, most areas freeze again. I'm going to keep Austin just above 33 degrees, but I'm hopeful that after Sunday morning, both highs and lows stay well above freezing for a good long while. So there you go. Next week, 70s and 80s for highs, and the spring feel will be with us. We'll be right back. I don't know about you, I keep reminding myself that yesterday we were in the 70s, and now look where we are. We're going to have a widespread freeze by morning. My suggestion, not only protect the 4 Ps, people, pets, plants, and pipes, but even better yet, sleep in. Then when you wake up, it'll already be above freezing. We've had 16 freezes so far this season officially for Camp Mabry, which is already 4 above the average. Our average latest, by the way, February 15th. Right now, 39 is your temperature. We actually dropped to 38 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when a little bit of rain swept through. Luckily, we didn't have to contend with any wintry weather. So for the weekend, tomorrow, widespread freeze for all. Most areas refreeze again Sunday morning. At least we'll see sunshine. Don't forget to spring forward your clocks an hour. 2 a.m. on Sunday, lose an hour of sleep. Next week, though, we've got spring warmth for the rest of spring break. 2 cold fronts, but they're weak ones. One Monday night and another one coming in on Thursday night. Now, speaking of the time change, just so you're aware, sunrise is going to be almost 8 a.m. on Sunday. Get used to waking up in the dark again. Temperatures currently outside the cold spot, Fredericksburg, feeling like 23, current temperature 34. It's 38 in Giddings, currently feels like 30 degrees. And we still have quite a wind, gusting to 33 miles per hour out at the airport. So the wind advisory is still in effect until midnight. Once it goes out, the wind's not going to stop. It just won't be quite as intense. So skies have cleared out and we are going to see high pressure move in for the rest of the night. By about 4:30 in the morning, we fall to freezing in Austin. Everyone else is going to be freezing too. First thing in the morning, temperatures most... Hey, what's going on? It's Chicago Windler, and this is Chicks Chats on a night where it is freezing. We currently have freezing temperatures in Mason, in Llano, in Fredericksburg. It's 33 in Burnett and Blanco, 34 in Georgetown, 37 in Austin. Michael, how you doing? You're very welcome. Happy to provide the information. Renee, what's going on? We might get a doggy sighting. I heard my husband run them outside just a bit ago. So maybe they'll come up here if they know we're doing Facebook Live late at night on a Friday night / Saturday morning as we're awaiting a widespread freeze for all of Central Texas. And I haven't even mentioned the wind, but I will tell you that the wind advisory that had been in effect just expired at midnight. So currently, no wind advisories for our area. Widening out the view, it's 25 in Amarillo, 23 in Lubbock, it's 26 in Midland, and 26 in Abilene, 31 degrees, the current reading outside in Dallas. And here we are, spring break, with these kind of temperatures. All right, I do think as winds start to not be quite as gusty, we are going to see temperatures drop to freezing area-wide by morning. I'm forecasting 29 in Austin. It's not a record. The record low is 19 degrees. Beth, hey, how you doing? Chris Bennett's in the house as well. Thanks for checking in from the Pacific Northwest. High temperature on Saturday afternoon, right around 59 degrees. We're going to start with northwest winds, a bit breezy in the morning, and then winds will go nearly calm. Look at who's here. We got a Ewok setting. You want to hop up? Hop up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my. Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to pick you up. I didn't mean to make you scream. My goodness, you're so big. I'm such a bad mom. All right. Oh, and we got a Skippy, too. Skippy's actually up on the table. Hello. Skipper's on the table where my computer sits. I don't want to make anybody squeal. We got 2 doggies. Oh, yes. Okay, Ewok's like, I'm out of here. He's gone. Hi, Skipper. How are you? No squealing from you. I tried to pick up your brother, and we kind of had, I made him uncomfortable. That was not my intention. So anyway, we got the boys. A boy sighting. Renee says hi to the boys. Beth says hey to Ewok as well. That was quite the screech, wasn't it? Derek says she liked the last winter event in March. Get Christmas music playing. Oh, I don't know about that. And Bob says you need to stop staying up this late. You know, the night is young. For me, I'm just getting going. It's crazy how I tend to be such a night owl as it works out. All right, now let's go back to the weather map since we got our doggy sighting in with the boys. All right, back to the maps we go. And after we see high temperatures actually rebound pretty well to close to 60 degrees, then we get to spring forward. And I've already read many of your comments posted earlier when I was like, hey, what do you think about the time change? A lot of people are not big fans of this. I must agree that the fact that sunrise will be close to 8 a.m. is kind of demoralizing. I've kind of enjoyed the bus stop weather being bright as daylight has been so early on. But yep, 7:43 will be sunrise on Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, we make it up to close to 70 degrees. Worth noting, in Austin, I'm going to go just above freezing at 33 degrees Sunday morning. However, pretty much everywhere outside the city, plan on another freeze. It will be a light freeze, though, and unlike what we're dealing with right now and into the morning hours where it's breezy, so the wind chills are brutal, it'll be generally lightish winds as we head through Saturday night and into Sunday. Then as we look ahead to next week, honestly, it's like, boom, the light switch flips and suddenly spring is here. We'll see temperatures in the 70s and low 80s. There are two cold fronts I'm tracking. One of them is going to be Monday night into Tuesday. More than likely dry for most, but we could see some showers to the east of I-35, so threw in a 20% chance just in case. Also, something to keep in mind, the Monday system, there's a chance of severe thunderstorms for northeast Texas, points north and east. Doesn't it seem like the last several events, it's been kind of a northeast Texas to Arkansas trajectory? Once again, those areas will potentially see some severe weather. We will not. And then St. Patrick's Day night into early Friday, another cold front, similar setup. Doesn't look like it's going to have a ton of moisture for us, but we may see some passing showers and a broken line on the tail end of the system as temperatures look nice and mild for all of next week. And I'm not going to say it's our final freeze this weekend, but I sure hope it is. I'm just not, don't hold me to it, just a possibility. Beth says, not a fan about the time change. I hear ya. Okay, so we still have the allergy situation going on. And because we didn't get much rain, most areas didn't get any rain. Camp Mabry picked up 4/100ths of an inch. So we had today's wind plus very little rain, which means, what do you know? Probably more than likely allergy situation will get worse by tomorrow. Unfortunately, the allergist only works Monday through Friday, so we won't actually have the numbers on Saturday. But here were the Friday numbers. We had cedar as well as elm in the moderate range, ash, other trees, and mold all in the low range. And sooner or later, we're going to get into oak season. I, for one, will tell you, oak probably bothers me more than cedar, and cedar is not my friend. So yeah, not only that, but then eventually we're going to get like the yellow pollen all over the cars. Yeah, it's all coming. It's all coming. Temperature wise, this obviously is incorrect. It's showing the high temperature of 63. That was, oh, actually, I take it back. I was off by day. 63 was our high temperature. It was in the morning at midnight, just after, before the cold front pushed through. And then the front pushed through about 5 a.m. and knocked our temperatures down. When I looked at that, I'm like, no way was it 63. And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, it was just after midnight. So basically 24 hours ago was when it was 63 degrees, below average temperatures. And obviously most of the day was spent in the 30s and 40s. Okay, this is kind of a comical map because yes, there were a few showers, far less than I expected. I thought we would see at least some spots picking up a tenth of an inch or so. That was not the case. As I zoom in, very little. However, Camp Mabry, roughly right in here, 4/100ths of an inch. So officially in the record books, today goes down as having had some rain, even though most areas did not see any whatsoever. All right, and so that brings us to this, which is as you track the rain, we are at a deficit and we need it, and drought conditions are worsening and yada, 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 yada. Yes, that is the situation. In fact, we've had so little rain this month that after having a surplus last month, we've actually gone below. So yeah, moisture would be helpful. We're not going to have a whole lot in the upcoming week, as I mentioned, with those two mainly dry fronts. Okay, so widespread freezing temperatures, dangerous wind chills. I, for one, am a proponent of sleeping in. You sleep in, you'll miss the worst. So we've had 16 freezes so far this season officially for Camp Mabry, which is already 4 more than the average season, which is 12. So it'll be 17 when we wake up in the morning with yet another freeze. Average latest freeze February 15th. And if you're curious about the dates for average freezes and latest freezes for different communities across Central Texas from the Hill Country all the way out to Lee and Fayette counties, I actually went and I looked them up in all the climate records. And so I posted those in a previous post on Facebook. So check it out and you'll see the town by town information for the average last freeze and the latest ever freeze. In most cases, through the Austin area, this will be an unusually late freeze, but it won't be a record. And I think I checked the latest freeze that I could recall when I did my research. I can't remember what town it was, but there was a place that has their latest freeze in May. Can you imagine? Ugh, in May. So anyway, yes, we're going to freeze. No, it's not going to be a record, but we can still complain about it. All right, low temperatures Saturday morning. There may be some pockets of teens in sheltered areas if the winds drop down a little bit. I'm going to say 20 in Mason and Llano, 23 in Taos, 25 in Blanco. I-35 corridor. The record for Austin is 19. The record for the airport is 20. Probably going to drop to the mid to upper 20s all across the I-35 corridor from Georgetown to San Marcos and everywhere in between. East of I-35, clear skies, blustery. Northwest winds still in the morning, probably around 10 to 15, although they'll diminish right after we get through sunrise. Temperatures generally falling into the upper 20s as well. And this is just temperatures. This is not even taking into account the wind chills. So here's where we stand as far as warnings right now. The wind advisory for our area has been dropped, but for the Houston area, it's still in effect. Freeze warnings encompass portions of the deep south. Winter weather advisories in North Alabama. Winter storm warnings as well in parts of Alabama, Mississippi. You can see some winter storm issues there. And then as we head northward, have you guys heard there's going to be a bomb cyclone? Because you know we love these fancy terms. Essentially, what the definition of a bomb cyclone is if you have a pressure fall of a certain number of millibars, I believe it's 24 millibars in 24 hours. So a certain number of pressure, a certain strength of pressure drop within a 24-hour period, and then it gets the title of being a bomb cyclone. But in essence, what's going to happen is we're going to see a phasing of the wintry weather that's going to be pulling this way, plus stormy weather pulling out of the ocean, and the conglomeration of all of that big area of low pressure that's going to form on the East Coast and create massive havoc. I even saw a blizzard warning that's been posted for portions of the Appalachians. Yes, a blizzard warning. Actually, I can even zoom in and show you. In Virginia, there you go. Blizzard warning near Charlottesville, home of Monticello or Monticello, however you prefer to say it. Beautiful though. The Blue Ridge Mountains are absolutely stunning, especially during the fall for any of you guys who have been out there to visit before. But I digress. Our weather could be much worse, let's suffice it to say. 37 degrees of temperature. Did you notice I lost a dog? Skippy was like, yeah, she's going off on tangents, so I'm going to head out of here. So he just went downstairs. He's given up on me, and Walkster's already downstairs. And I believe my husband just turned out the lights downstairs. They're all abandoning me. It's just you and me now. Oh, wait, no, Skipper came back, I think. Did you just go and then come back because you realized nobody was doing anything fun downstairs? Okay, come on back. He's like, yeah, I went downstairs and the lights were out. It was no fun. So now you're back. Oh, thank you so much. All right, so weekend freezes, but sunny, but cold. In the morning on Sunday, we spring forward. We lose an hour of sleep. Probably lots of people grumpy, but since it's spring break, at least your kids won't be dying because of the fact that they are like trying to adjust to the time change. It's actually well timed for that, don't you think? Since, you know, school won't be an issue on Monday where kids are like, oh, what happened here? But the following Monday, they certainly will. Then next week, you've got the spring warmth. And then Monday and Thursday nights, as mentioned, a couple of cold fronts that look at this point pretty benign. All right, let's dive in a little bit deeper as far as this whole sunrise sunset scenario. Tomorrow morning, sunrise is at 6:44 a.m. Sunday morning, it's at 7:43. Sunset tomorrow, 6:37. Sunset Sunday, 7:38. So I guess I should say for those who work like the 9 to 5 schedule, the fact that you'll have more daylight on the tail end of your day is probably a bonus. But for folks who are early risers who just don't want to have to drive in the dark, yeah, that's going to be a drag, at least for a little while. Lauren says, your plants are so confused by the weather and we only got 4/100 of an inch of rain. I'm thinking you said 4 on yours. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Bob says, Vega, Texas, May 19th, 1992. or 1972. That wasn't the one on my list, but actually, I just realized something. I can go to my post and I can actually tell you which one. It was here in the CBS Austin area. Let me see if I can find it. Let me find it because I posted it in my comments. Okay, so let's see. Which one was May? Smithville, May 4th, 2013, had a freeze in May. Harper out in Gillespie County, May 4th, 2011. Let's see, most of these are in April. And maybe those two, maybe Smithville and Harper. I think most of the rest of them are April. But if you go to my Facebook page and if you look at the post that, I don't know if you can see, oh, here, got to put it in front of the camera. There you go. If you look at the post, easy for me to do, that looks like this, where I mentioned the average and latest freezes. If you go into the comments, I posted there all of the local towns that are within the CBS Austin area with their average and latest freezes. But the one Bob mentioned, man, May 19th. It's getting awfully late. Said Stratford. So, and then, oh, also, well, we'll get to this in just, oh, the natives are getting restless out there. What's going on, boys? Are you guys fighting? All right. Ooh, hey, look, we've dropped another degree out in the hill country. We're now down to 29 degrees in Doss. By the way, I have every intention of adjusting and putting Harper on the map because I know that Harper is more populated than is Doss. And it's really been like a couple of years now, or probably even more than that, where Doss has been what we put on the western Gillespie County map. Maybe I'll switch it up and put Harper on there for a change. Give Harper some love. Factor in the wind, it feels like 30 in Austin, which actually is better than it was earlier. Wind chills were in the mid-20s earlier when the winds were higher. However, it feels like 21 in Fredericksburg, feels like 23 in Llano. You know, obviously, anytime the wind is blowing, it makes it feel that much colder. That says it's so cold, the boys are getting frisky. Yeah, they are. It's so funny. Again, around this time, when everybody else is going to sleep and I'm doing the chat, is when the boys are like, well, let's play, let's wreak havoc. Change from 24 hours ago, anywhere from 18 to 26 degrees colder right now. Crazy, right? All right, so wind speeds, gusts, still up there, although the wind advisory has expired officially. 21-mile-per-hour wind at the airport, 30-mile-per-hour gust. That looks to be the strongest right now. You'll see out in Mason, though, that the winds have dropped off, and they will continue to further diminish as we head towards sunrise. 8-mile-per-hour wind out of the north, gust to 15. So the lower the winds go, the colder the temperatures will get, because essentially the more wind flow you have, the harder it is for temperatures to fall. So the fact that we've fallen as much as we have, even with the wind, speaks volumes to how strong of an Arctic blast this has been. So there you see temperatures across the state of Texas. When Brownsville is 50, you know it's a strong system. Last night, the wind chill in Amarillo was 0. It's 16 right now. So that's a big factor of the winds kind of calming down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually plot for you the high pressure, because if you look at where the winds are, right here in the center of between Abilene and Amarillo is basically where the high pressure is currently situated. And so around it, you're going to have winds counterclockwise like so. So the strongest winds are continuing to push southward with the cold front itself. And farther to the north, high pressure is building in. So lighter winds and clear skies across the Lone Star State now. Peak wind gust, look at this. ABIA, the airport, gusted to 44 miles per hour earlier. Crazy, right? All right, so currently we are looking at clear skies and quiet weather across the Lone Star State. As mentioned, we were talking about all of the crazy weather going on elsewhere, and you can see on the northern side of this, it is snow. I even saw reports of thunder snow earlier in parts of Arkansas when the system was moving through there. We've got thunderstorms pushing through Florida. Earlier, I saw a tornado warning in Louisiana. I believe I saw a tornado watch is currently in effect. In fact, I can take away the radar and you'll be able to see the watch underneath. So let's remove the radar layer. And right here in the yellow is a tornado watch. that is currently in effect for portions of Florida, Georgia, and southern Alabama. It is in effect until 6 in the morning. So still some crazy weather going on there. Remember I told you there is the possibility of seeing some severe thunderstorms across northeast Texas. So let me go ahead and show you the day 3 severe weather outlook. And I believe that'll show up here. Oh, it's actually the day 4. Hold on. I got to pull up the next day. Stand by. I will get it up here shortly. I know I have it in here somewhere. Or maybe I'm just lying to you. Where did I put it? Just trust me, there is a possibility of seeing severe thunderstorms next week on Monday in northeast Texas. And I thought I had it all set up and ready to go. I just don't find it right away. Just trust me on this one. It's there. Oh, here we go. Okay. It just took me half a second. All right, so severe weather outlook. Let me go ahead and plot up the proper day. And this also could be a factor of the fact that it's after midnight and all that jazz. But there you go. Boom. Okay, so this says Tuesday, but it's because it's after midnight. It's actually Monday when, as you can see, there is a severe weather potential across northeast Texas into Louisiana, portions of Arkansas, as well as Oklahoma. I have a hunch this is going to be another one of these scenarios where for our area, we hardly get anything, but areas to the north and east will have a low and severe weather threat. Bob says May 2013 has lots of memories, May 19th, 20th, 31st, for example. 2013 was a bad tornado year, wasn't it? All right, future temps and wind chills. I think that by 4:30 in the morning, we'll probably hit 32 officially in Austin, making it our 17th freeze of the season. Wind chills in the 20s at the same time. We bottom out around sunrise-ish within an hour or so. Temperatures in the low 20s in Mason, Llano, Fredericksburg, upper 20s in Austin. Subtract a few degrees for the wind chills, but then we climb out of the cold, and I think the climb is going to be a pretty impressive one. Hour by hour forecast. By 10 a.m., we're up to 43. By 2 p.m., 57. High temperature, 59 degrees. I almost said 60, but then I decided to be somewhat conservative, so I said 59 degrees. The winds that start out of the north will then shift to generally light during the midday hours and then start to move in out of the southeast late day. It's essentially because high pressure will be moving in and nudging over us. Bob says, I do not like the severe outlook where it is placed. So my guess is if you are saying that you probably think it should be a little farther north and east, perhaps, given the setup, but I will let you type that in if you care to. So you had a full day weather presentation, a local school, going to bed, no cereal. All right, thanks for checking in with us as always, Bob. We always appreciate it. By the way, you guys, I don't know if you are aware of this, but you can follow Bob's Facebook page. He will post whenever he is out tracking storms, and he also has his 2 cents on weather setup. A lot of it is Central Texas related, as Bob does a lot of his coverage in places like Lee County and Burleson County and Brazos County and Milam County and all that good stuff. So anyway, Flora, what's going on? And Melissa, hello. You say, let's climb out of the cold. I'm with you. I think so too. But I do also have to mention to you that Saturday night into Sunday morning, we are in a situation where we'll be clear skies, light winds, which means even though we won't have a big weather maker bearing down on us, we do a good job of radiational cooling on nights like clear, cool, calm nights. And so that's why most areas will likely freeze yet again, at least a light freeze, Saturday night into Sunday morning. For Austin, though, I'm going to be a stubborn holdout. I'm going to say 33 for the low. So I'm going to say we freeze in Austin overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but then we do not quite freeze overnight tomorrow night into Sunday. But then the other thing I decided to do was just to go for it. I think with a southeast breeze on Sunday, we're going to soar, mostly sunny skies. How about a high temperature of 70 degrees? All right, so rainfall potential through the next 7 days. Remember, I told you that the best chances are going to be basically to the east and not all that great anyway. At this point, if you look at the Weather Prediction Center, this is at like tenth of an inch or less for Austin, maybe a couple spots with a quarter of an inch across Highway 77. I'm going to take the highlight off so you can kind of see the stretch of potential rainfall across all of the country over the next 7 days. And as you can see, the heaviest rainfall expected to be across the southeast United States. Remember, we were talking about whether there might be any severe weather potential, northeast Texas. Rainfall may be hard to get, to be honest with you, with the cold fronts that are coming through. So we will cross that bridge when we get there. Taking a look at computer model comparisons, this is another situation of meh, meh, meh. Those of you in the hill country, which are worse off because the drought is the worst in those areas, this is just not great. You may see little, if any, rain. And frankly, if Austin only sees 4 to 5/100ths of an inch of rain over the course of the next 7 days, we too will be working our way into drought situations. Speaking of which, let me show you the drought monitor. It came out yesterday, it came out on Thursday. And as you can see, the drought has turned moderate through portions of Fayette County, abnormally dry through much of Travis County, just on the cusp of Austin, and severe drought has now basically overtaken a huge chunk of the hill country. Honestly, we need rain, and today just did not cut it. Flora says you were terrified last night. Your Yorkie bolted out the door. Oh my goodness. She spent the night in a good home. Oh, that must have been so scary. I can only imagine. We have never lost the boys outside. But when Skipper was really little, we had a relative who was in a reclining chair. And you know how the recliner pops up and then closes up? This relative wasn't paying attention to where Skipper was. Or was it our other dog, Boomer? I can't remember. Boomer was Skipper's predecessor. But either way, I lose track. It's been so long. I think it may have been Skipper, but it may have been Boomer either. Either way, we could not find our dog. And this was before Ewoks, so we only had one dog at the time. We could not find our dog. We could not find our dog anywhere. We had no idea. We were panicking. So what do you know? Apparently, if you close the recliner and you've got a little dog, your dog can get stuck in there and just get lost, and everybody can forget about where your dog is, and then you panic. Fortunately, we figured it out. It was a crazy story and not a good thing, but all is well. Bob says you heard what he said. You've got to get a small glass of milk. Oh, you see signals to bring it south more. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I don't know if it would be us south, but I will let you cross that bridge when we get there as we get closer. And I do think the Storm Prediction Center, typically when they put out the 15% risk as early as Friday for something that would be Monday, oftentimes that ends up being more of like the slight risk area. And so that the level 1 out of 5 risk typically is farther south than that first bullseye. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Flora says, oh no, it was crazy. It's been so long, I can't even remember if it was our current pet or a different pet. All right, as we look ahead to March 20th through 26th, which by the way, March 20th, officially spring, first day of spring. Temperatures average to warmer across the Lone Star State, cooler up in the Pacific Northwest. Zooming in a little more closely, there you go. You can see the temperature trend, which, by the way, once we get to March 20th, our average highs are in the mid 70s. So just saying, oh, it'll just be seasonable, that's actually kind of nice. That's almost Goldilocks weather. That's that little stretch of time before it gets obscenely hot and it's not too cold, like Goldilocks weather, mid 70s. It'll be nice. Also expecting drier conditions, which again is not a good thing given the fact that we are in the drought. And that brings us full circle back to the 7-day forecast. So there you have it. Chances of, rain. And actually, just for kicks, let me go. I didn't include it in here, but let me go pop up we'll look at the GFS computer model real quick, and we'll take a look at Monday. a little bit more, just so I can show you those precipitation chances. The GFS computer model at last check was the one that was a little more bullish on bringing in some precipitation. So here we are at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday. And just to give you the setup, I'll forward that just a little bit. The setup is going to be that we're going to have a warm southerly wind pulling in some Gulf of Mexico moisture. And then we're going to have more of a westerly dry wind. And then we will have a cold front that's going to be pushing through. And we should have temperatures that make it into the 80s. At the same time, there might be a dry line that sets up, and a dry line is the line separating the warm, humid air to the east from the dry, less humid air to the west. So basically, that's what we're looking at on Monday, and I've got your high temperature up to 81 degrees. So let me clear this off, and then we'll go ahead and step through time so you can see at midnight, Monday night into early Tuesday, that this computer model does develop some showers and isolated storms, but mainly east of I-35. So within our area, it would be most likely for, say, Fayette County, Lee County, Bastrop County, Milam County, as opposed to the Hill Country or Austin. So it'll be something to watch. But you can also see that the heavier rainfall is likely to be up into northeast Texas near the Arklatex. Then that moves all out as we look ahead to St. Patrick's Day, which will be the next front that we'll be watching. So here's Wednesday. All right, here's Thursday. So with the Thursday setup, it looks even warmer. And yet again, we're dealing with southerly winds here in Austin. To the west, we've got the westerly winds. And can't help but notice, but it's a little snowy up in portions of New Mexico and Colorado with that system on St. Patrick's Day. As we advance through time, this doesn't look all that impressive. I'll swing back just a little bit so you can see that there are hints roughly right in here from northeast Texas into Austin is where the front will be pushing through. There are hints late Thursday night and into Friday that there might be some showers or isolated storms that try to develop, but this computer model really doesn't blossom anything for our area. In contrast, you can see through North Georgia and into northern sections of Alabama. It really starts to pick up once we head into Friday later on in the day. All right. Beth, you are so welcome. Flora says gorgeous weather. Agreed, agreed. Now Bob has a dog on your lap, but no cereal, right? So I think you guys are all caught up. Thanks as always for checking in. I did have a dog up here, but he just hopped over to the other side. So I think he's given up on me as well. Beth's phone is dying. You have a great night as well. I don't know why it double posts all the time on that, but we get the idea. As always, I really appreciate you guys joining in. Oh, and you know what? Something I wanted to do while we're on this screen, I'm going to go to my YouTube account because last night after we finished the chat, I think I hooked it up to where if someone does a comment on YouTube. So here we are on my feed, and right here is my YouTube channel. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to see if I type a comment in, because it says live chat. Hi, everyone. I'm going to see if my YouTube comment actually populates on this screen. If it does, then, it did. Oh my goodness. Okay, progress. You see it? We did it. Oh, Bob's sending me a dog pic. Awesome. Okay, so YouTube world, look out, because if you want to comment when we are streaming live, your comments will also show up on the feed. So there you go. I don't know how many of you guys are into YouTube or not, but you know, whenever you watch YouTube videos, they're always like, subscribe, get notifications, ring the bell, all that stuff. Another thing I added, which I, again, don't know if I'm going to keep it up there or not, but see right there where it says, thanks for the like. Oh, I need to figure out where my finger needs to go. I can point at weather maps well, but I'm not really good at doing this. But see how it says, thanks for the like? It's supposed to go away. I set it up to where if somebody like pushes the little like button on the chat, that it's supposed to be like, thanks for the like. And then it's supposed to go away. And instead it looks like it's perma there. But I guess, hey, thanks for the like anyway, permanently. Yay, I'm so excited. So yes, We have one comment, a lowly one comment on YouTube. Keep them going. Actually, I don't even know if anyone is actually like currently watching on YouTube, but this will just inspire everybody who isn't to know that if they do, that they will be heard, their voice will be heard on the YouTube. All right. With that said, you can always get your weather updates at cbsaustin.com/weather as the temperature has fallen now to 35 degrees. All right. YouTube Nation, thanks for checking in. Feel free to comment next time. We'll talk to you later. Have a